What's going on, guys? We're here back again at Monk Spot. Yeah, I've been gone for a little while, but hey, don't kill me for it. I'm here to bring you Week 8 NFL Game Day Matchup predictions. And to kick things off is the Arizona Cardinals against the Cleveland Browns. How about the resurgence of Chris Johnson and Larry Fitzgerald? Chris Johnson has had over 500 yards rushing. Larry Fitzgerald over 600 yards receiving, and he's found the end zone 6 times. They're helping Carson Palmer move an offense averaging 400 yards a game. But how about that rushing attack averaging 120 yards a game? That puts them amongst the top 10 teams in the NFL in rushing. Going up against a Browns defense that ranks only 32nd, dead last in the league, giving up over almost 150 yards on the ground. Look for Carson Palmer in that Cardinals offense to go often and early to Chris Johnson in that running game. I'm looking for a score like 38-21. Yes, Josh McCown has been very potent in that offense. The offense ranked 8th in the league, but they're going up against a Cardinals defense featuring Patrick Peterson. Come on. The lockdown receiver is going to be going up against Travis Benjamin, and it's going to be very hard for Josh McCown to be able to keep away from making those mental mistakes in the game, and that will ultimately cost them. Cardinals 38-21. How about Big Ben's key return for the Pittsburgh Steelers going up against a Cincinnati Bengals, undefeated Cincinnati Bengals team? They're 7-0 on the year. They're really good. But hey, Big Ben's return couldn't have came at a better time for the likes of Le'Veon Bell, Martavis Bryant, as well as Antonio Brown. Those three should thrive very, very well this coming game for that offense, and Big Ben, he should be okay. He's also backed by a Steelers defense only giving up 18 points a game. That's 270 yards in the pass, only 99 yards in the running game against a Bengals offense and Giovanni Bernard as their running back over about 5 yards a carry. This battle is going to be won in the trenches. The line is going to have to play very well for Big Ben. He's going to be able to have those opportunities to make plays. But I do give them the upset against the Bengals this time in a divisional matchup that's going to have Pittsburgh 27, Bengals 24. Let's take it to another division game in the San Francisco 49ers going up against the St. Louis Rams. The Rams have been very good this season. They're above 500 team, 500 to be exact. How about this terrible 49ers season, though? They're 2-5. Colin Kaepernick has been abusing the lost column trying to find his quarterback skills. At the same time, these two teams rank last respectively in points per game. 49ers with 14, St. Louis Rams with 18. But the Rams still have a good defense as well as the emergence of rookie running back Todd Gurley, who's been running for over 100 yards per game. The 49ers defense is giving up over 100 yards per game on the ground. But the St. Louis Rams can't just rely on Todd Gurley because teams will begin to stack the box, and the rookie running back will find it very hard to maneuver in the trenches against opposing teams. The Rams still have a good defense, like I said earlier. They're only giving them 19 points a game. So it's only logical if we pick the Rams to win this game 21-10. The 49ers can't even score touchdowns to make their way out of the stadium, let alone up against a Rams defense this good. Let's take off to another matchup featuring the New York Jets going up against the Oakland Raiders. How good has this defense been this season? Ever since the reunite of Darrelle Revis and Antonio Cromartie teaming up at that cornerback position, they're leading a defense that is second in the NFL as well as second against the pass, only averaging a little bit over 200 yards a game. Yes, the Raiders offense has been kind of competitive. They've been very good this season. Derek Carr has been playing pretty well. He also has his rookie wide receiver, Amari Cooper, but he'll be matched up against the cornerback assassin, Darrelle Revis. This guy has no problem shutting down opposing wide receivers. He's been doing it week in and week out, no matter what team he goes back to. And it's only fitting that he's back with the Jets in a comfortable defense that he's playing in, and he's been playing as well as any other cornerback this season, as well as he usually is. But how about this Raiders run defense? They rank 3rd in the league, and they'll have the challenge of taking down Jets running back Chris Ivory. Recently, Brandon Marshall said that this guy may be one of the best running backs in the league. Chris Ivory averages over 5 yards a carry. You give it to him twice, that's already a first down. Look for the Jets to get the ball early and often to Chris Ivory to try to gash that Raiders defense that are giving up a lot of yards. They're ranking the bottom half of the defense anyway. But hey, let's hope that run defense can rise to the challenge and be able to make the Jets one-dimensional and force Ryan Fitzpatrick into some of those mental mistakes that we know he makes. I'm going to give this game, though, to the New York Jets. I see them winning it 27-20. Hey, Derek Carr is going up against a very tenacious Jets defense. They're going to make him force turnovers. He's going to throw a couple of those interceptions. Jets going to have this game 5-2. How about them Cowboys going up against the Seattle Seahawks? Here's the key matchup for this game. The battle will be won in the trenches. Seattle Seahawks offensive line versus Dallas's defensive line. Randy Gregory, Greg Hardy, DeMarcus Lawrence, Tyrone Crawford are going to have to be essential in their pass rush. Russell Wilson has been sacked an absurd 31 times this season. Can you believe that? This is a favorable matchup for Dallas's defense. On the other hand, they have some woes to worry about on the offensive side of the ball. Matt Castle will have to redeem himself from his 3-interception performance against the New York Giants. But he has help. The cavalry has arrived in Dez Bryant. He will be garnering attention, either it be Richard Sherman or double coverage. That will take an extra man out the box for the running game with Darren McFadden, who had over 150 yards rushing last week. He ran the ball pretty well. Look at this, though. The Seahawks also have a second-ranked rushing attack with Marshawn Lynch as well as Russell Wilson. But I'm going to give this upset to the Dallas Cowboys. Matt Castle gives these guys a chance to win. Their backs are against the wall, and they can't afford to lose many more games with Tony Romo still out for the foreseeable future. Dallas wins this game 26-21. Let's move on to a Sunday Night Football matchup featuring Aaron Rodgers and the flawless Green Bay Packers going up against Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos. Look at this. The Packers' offense have averaged 27 points a game, but they're going up against the Broncos' first-ranked defense that has 17 takeaways on the season. Aaron Rodgers, on the other hand, has been nearly flawless himself. 15 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. He has a quarterback rating of over 100. Can't say the same for Peyton Manning, though. His quarterback rating is only 72. 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. How bad is that for Father Time? We all know that age is finally catching up with him. We're going to need guys like Demaryius Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, C.J. Hillman to step up to the plate and help make plays for their quarterback. This is going to be a pivotal matchup for the Broncos. This is going to test that defense going up against Aaron Rodgers, who doesn't even have Jordy Nelson, but he's still making it happen in the passing game. The Packers also have a good rushing attack in Eddie Lacy. Let's not forget about him. Green Bay also has 10 takeaways on the season. With Peyton Manning having 10 interceptions, they could definitely add to that and force him in some of those key mistakes. I'm going to give this game to the Green Bay Packers, though. 21, Broncos 17. That's it this week. Tune in next week as we travel midway through the season to week 9. This is Monk Spot, your new favorite place for everything NFL.